Hello, buddy.
What's up? Long time no see.
Yeah, I know. Feels like it's been years.
Weeks?
Yeah, weeks. Yeah.
Should we tell them what's going on?
Yes. So, I am at Travis's house, and he is going to, from my understanding, finish the job because we need one more coat.
We'll do a top coat.
Top coat.
On top of the ceramic.
On top of the ceramic. But what happened was I took delivery of the car, and before we could do the top coat, it rained.
Bad weather.
A lot. Actually, it flooded my house.
Your house almost got flooded.
I will put a little bit of a video of that now. But anyway, yeah, it rained a lot, and we didn't get to it. So now we're here.
We're here.
And he's going to explain to you what we are actually doing, because I have no idea.
So we're going to do a couple things. One, I'm going to show James how to wash the car properly. We're not going to spray Rain-X and scrub the car, which is what he told me how he washed it before. So we're going to show him how to do a proper wash that's going to keep the ceramic coat looking nice and not wear away at it. And then we're going to put a top coat for more protection, more shine, which is just going to keep it going longer and longer. So.
All right. And how often do I need to put a top coat on the car?
Well, where you live with your, I mean, we kind of have a similar situation. We have more trees, more densely populated trees.
Yeah.
I would say as needed.
As needed?
I do this stuff, you know, every few weeks. So I pretty much just do all these cars here. One, you know.
Which you have a nice little collection going on here, man. I'm digging it.
I don't wash that Subaru though.
Oh no, Subarus don't need to be washed.
They don't wash. You don't wash Subarus.
Yeah, they stay dirty.
Everything else gets washed. We're gonna be using. So we used the last coat, ceramic coat. And so I guess we're just gonna stick with that. We're gonna use the last soap. So this one won't hurt the ceramic coat. It'll actually make the car, you know, look nice. And we're gonna use. This is gonna be the topper. So this is a really, really strong, chemical resistant topper.
Okay.
So this is gonna put like another protective layer on top of the ceramic.
Gotcha. So,
and we got the foam cannon. We're dried off with some towels because we're gonna be in a hurry.
Okay.
And yeah, so we're gonna tag team.
That's been the theme of this whole fucking video is noise.
Airplane?
No, leaf blowers, construction.
Right.
Yeah, there's been construction at my house.
There's gonna be a lot of music overlays on
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of overlay because it's been tough. Every time I pull the camera out at my house now, someone starts leaf blowing. It's almost like they know.
There's so many leaves.
Maybe they watched the channel.
Falling right now.
Oh wow. That's a lot of foam.
So the foam acts like a lubricant. So you don't scratch your paint, you don't, you know, rub into the paint. So it gives you a nice slick layer between your scrub pad and the paint. So it just helps. It does help lift all the dirt off too. As you can see, it's starting to separate and come off. So we'll go ahead and start scrubbing. You can choose your weapon.
Spirit.
Choose your weapon.
That one.
So we're not going to use a bucket method because I only have one bucket. But here's what you're going to want to do. All right, lots of water, back and forth. Okay.
All right.
Flip. Go to the next panel. All right. Then come back and rinse. So every 2 panels, you're gonna.
Interesting. All right.
So one panel, flip, next panel, rinse.
All right, what's the technique?
Technique on this is just use one side and basically just follow behind me. So I'm gonna do like the initial wipe, and you'll do the drying wipe. So it doesn't take a lot of pressure. You're kind of letting the towel do the work.
The towel does it for you.
Yep.
Especially with my heavy-handed ass.
So I'm just letting the towel kind of sit on the panel, and I'm pushing it around.
This is definitely the cleanest car I have ever owned. And that is why I felt like it was necessary to take on this challenge to make sure it stays that way.
All right, how's it look?
Looks like glass.
All right, so wash is done. We dried it. Now we need to make sure it's extra dry.
But I'm not allowed to hand dry it. This is an exception.
This is because it's in the sunlight, and we want it clean and dry before we coat it.
Gotcha. All right.
Drying.
Car dry.
99% there.
All right.
You know, in a perfect world, we would let it sit for a while and let it perfectly be dry, but for what we're doing, this should be all right. We gotta work quick with this because we're in sunlight.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you the rundown, and you're gonna
so technical.
be my assistant. So we're gonna use 2 towels.
All right.
We're gonna work in small sections at a time. So
all right.
you hear a lot, it'll say like 2 by 2, you know, 2 feet by 2 feet, which is pretty much where your hand can reach.
Okay.
So we're gonna use one towel to kind of wipe it on, and then one towel to buff it off.
Okay.
Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can apply this to an applicator pad and put it on.
Okay.
For what I'm gonna just spray it right on the panel, and then I'm gonna use a lot of product at first, and then as my towel kind of gets saturated, I won't really have to use much.
Okay.
You do not need a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
Like, we'll do the whole car with an ounce or 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost like less is more. But in sunlight, we gotta be real careful to do this quick. So here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do 2 sprays. I'm gonna just wipe it on. Make sure it's covered. I'm gonna come back through, and I'm gonna just buff it off. Seems super simple, and it kind of is. You just have to be thorough. You can't. I'm not pushing hard. I'm kind of like when we did the
drying,
just letting the
towel do it.
The towel. That's what these are called. Letting the towel do the work.
English isn't our first language.
What's our first language?
Ebonics. I don't know.
Ebonics. I haven't heard that word.
It's been since the 90s.
That was a 90s thing. It's hard with white to tell where you've been, because it's that's one thing you have to kind of like. It takes a little extra brain power to.
So when you say you don't want it to dry, you mean after you spray it, you don't want it to dry, not after you wipe it?
Yeah, you don't want to spray it and then let it sit.
Gotcha.
And this stuff you could put on like the plastic, so like this material right here.
Yeah.
We can coat that. You can do headlights, taillights, pretty much any exterior surface, which is what makes it really cool. All right, starting to get a little saturated, which is what we want.
You know, if we were at my house, there'd already be 10 leaves on this car.
It's kind of pretty though. Just take a look. Get a shot of the SC with all the leaves falling in the background. Someone might think we're in Japan, bro. Except for that North Carolina license plate.
The land heard us talking about it. All right, so Travis wants to show off his work. So here we go. There we go.
That's how you know it's good. When the bottle doesn't stay up there.
And we're back. Here to get the last amp coat. Say hi.
What's up?
Hell yeah, we just dried it off and man. Once again, I've never had a car this clean, ever. Ever. And he's sitting here like, oh, it's not even that clean. Well, it was alright.
It looks pretty good.
Look at that sun. Look at that. Woo! The sun's brighter coming off the car than in the sky.
All right, so the last thing we're gonna do to this car is we're gonna use amp. So this is the topper from the last coat. So we did the ceramic coat, we did the last coat, and now we're gonna top it with this. So this like amplifies the paint. I'm not sure what it'll do on the white. It probably will just make it look more like brilliant. But if you have a color like on the red FRS, this thing just makes the red pop.
Gotcha.
So this is like a enhancer, it makes it look just super shiny and super bright. So we're gonna top it with this, and should be done. So now with amp, unlike the coating stuff, you can spray a bunch of it on there. You don't have to like worry about putting the bare minimum. Just spray it, wipe it, and then buff off.
Sure.
Grab a towel, big dog.
Oh, it's so smooth like butter.
Butter? Will butter be? Oh, it's like when butter melts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slippery. Man, that is clean. That is clean. All right, let's go take some pics.
Let's go take some pictures.
Yeah. Well, the car feels like glass and it looks like glass, and I have to get used to this because I don't know what this is like, but thank you. Did some hard work here. It's actually not as hard as I thought. I think the first initial step, the paint correction and all that shit,
That's what takes
is the longest part and the hardest part.
all day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like this is, I might be becoming a ceramic coating man as we see how this does, you know, over time. Because after that last coat that we did this week, it was pretty smooth.
Dude, when we washed it, we honestly didn't even need to scrub it.
Yeah.
Everything
Everything just washed right off of it. So yeah, that's you can't really beat that. So
And that's the point.
that's
The point is to do all the hard work so that now it's easy to keep it up.
Yeah, to keep it clean. Yeah. All right, hell yeah. And then I need to put the second coat on once every 3 months.
Yeah, probably.
And then that amp coat, what?
You can do that whenever you wash it.
Whenever I wash it, if I want.
To be honest, on the white, can't really. I mean, everything helps, but if you had like a red or a blue or a color that would just pop, that amp's just gonna make it.
But it's still protecting it too, to some
Yeah,
extent.
still put the coat on there. It's like a brilliant shine protected coat.
All right, and what's too often to put on the top coat?
Well, for you, probably never.
Yeah.
Because of your. But that's a little more involved. So, you know, once every 3 months should be good for you.
All right.
If you garage kept your car, you could probably do that once or twice a year.
Well, ain't no garages here.
No, no garage.
Donate to the James Needs a Garage Fund on GoFund. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
That doesn't exist. All right. Well, thank you. And I am ready to see what the swamp house has to offer. Luckily, most of the leaves are gone already. I doubt that. I doubt that.
It's getting pretty bare. I think this last week, man.
Yeah?
This last week really just wiped out.
Yeah, December. If we have any more wind, it'll be gone. Anywho, make sure you contact Atlas Auto Detail if you're in town, if you're in the Triangle area.
On Instagram.
On Instagram also. Yeah. I'll be tagging him in any of the G8 posts, because if the G8 is clean, it's thanks to this motherfucker, right? And now I just got to get the vet done, but the vet needs a lot of paint correction.
The vet probably needs to be painted.
Yeah, it needs a lot of work. It might be getting painted soon.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
But anyway, so appreciate you watching. Thanks for joining me on this adventure, figuring out what it's like to have a clean car. I don't know what that's like until from now until I drive home. So yeah, so anyway, check him out on social medias. I'll be tagging him in posts. I've already tagged him in a few posts. And yeah, man, contact him, get your car done, man. And your usual rate is about what, 500 a car? Depends on the car. Like, this is a big bitch, so yeah, I mean,
and that'll include the maintenance wash and top.
That all of that's included. Yep, a week later. And I mean,
or whatever.
It's the best deal I think I've heard in town for ceramic, to be honest. I don't think I've heard anyone cheaper. Anyway, contact Trav and check out his Lexuses.
We got a lot of them.
They got a lot of Lexuses. So
I think it's Lexi.
Lexi?
I don't know.
Lexies?
Someone in the comments let us know.
He's gonna have a daughter and name her Lexi. Watch.
Oh God.
Anyway, appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. Check him out. And y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Later.